another reading from the Science of Mind Daily Guides. Yep, I still got my little issue here, which is going away. And you can know with me too that it's going away. So there we are. Well, to the reading. As you know, this month's theme is about abundance, and our writer, Reverend Jim, has been quite creative in coming up with lots and lots of ways of using the word abundant. And this one is abundant health. How about that? Abundant health. First quote is from, oops. Hang on. My mouse, which has been kind of behaving itself, has decided today that it wants to be a little awkward. Anyway, there it is. First quote is from Eric Butterworth, who was a very prominent figure with Unity, in particular, and New Thoughts in general, in the 20th century. Very well-known writer and speaker. He says, "You can't have an harmonious relationship and hold on to your resentment too. You can't hold on to your anger and bitterness and still have a healthy heart and a settled stomach." So in other words, our emotions impact our physical health as well as our mental health. Ernest Holmes, it's got a long quote actually, it's from the Science of Mind textbook on page 90. And he says, "We're all bound, tied hand and foot by our very freedom. Our free will binds us, but as free will creates the conditions that externally limit us, so it can uncreate or dissolve them. The universe, being deductive only, but not inductive, cannot refuse us anything. The very force that makes us sick can heal us. The force that makes us poor can make us rich, and the power that makes us miserable can make us happy. If this were not true, there would be duality in the universe, and this is impossible." So in other words, there would be opposing forces of good and evil. So the power that brings everything into creation would have an opposing power. And our philosophy is that that doesn't happen, that there's one power that brought everything into being, and it's all powerful. So that's our philosophy. And this is from Reverend Jim. He says, "To be abundant is to have choices. Abundance is the result of using enabling energies, energies that enable us to be able to make choice in our own lives. Money is an enabling energy, as are freedom, joy, power, clarity, and others." And this is getting to the root of today's title and message. An important enabling energy is health. Good health, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, and I would say are all three, allows for choice in life. It's an axiom of metaphysics that our mental and emotional inner states express themselves in our physical health. This connection is integral to living life in the best way possible. I'll come back to this in a second. Health does not happen to me, it happens through me. Every physical issue may not be cured, but it can be healed in mind, for healing is in consciousness. And we have more dominion over our health than we often assume. We have access to external support systems for health as well, and they too can be divinely inspired. When I claim my abundance of good health by thinking correctly and making wise choices about my lifestyle, I increase the degree of choice in my life, whatever the limitations of my physical, emotional, or mental systems are. It is important that I maximize the degree of health in each. Now you might say, I know a lot of people who are miserable and appear to have a really bad attitude in life, but they enjoy good health. Well, could be several explanations for that. One is they're just lucky. The second one is that maybe deep down, despite what apparently is going on at the surface and what they're saying, maybe deep down, they really don't hold all those bad feelings and bad grievances, etc. So maybe in their subconscious mind, they're really anticipating the good, even though externally they seem to be doing the opposite. Or the other possibility is that we're wrong in our philosophy, which, of course, is always a possibility. But I believe that somewhere deep down inside everybody is the possibility of seeing and looking for the good. And some of us access that, and some of us don't. Some of us access it consciously, and some of us access it unconsciously. And I would say to the people who are miserable, seem to have a bad attitude in life, but are in pretty good health and seem to be financially well off, I think deep down beneath it all, there is a core belief which even they aren't in touch with, which tells them everything's going to be okay and everything is okay. So that is my belief system. I hope you had a really wonderful day. If you celebrated Thanksgiving, which most people in the US do, hope it went down very well for you. As I said, we're going to celebrate ours tomorrow. Why? Because, as I mentioned, my daughter-in-law has to work. She had to work yesterday, and therefore we couldn't have our family get-together with them, at least one grandchild, our grandson's girlfriend and her family, and my daughter-in-law's family. So it's going to be a pretty big gathering. So we're going to see how that goes. But getting back to today, I honestly believe this, that if you keep expressing and really affirming that deep down you are whole and well, I believe you will be whole and well. And as I said, I've seen the opposite. We got some friends and they go from one calamity to another. And when you talk to them, you can kind of understand why. So I'm saying that deep down within them, they're expecting stuff to go wrong all the time. And I know people expect things to go right. I know somebody who always gets a wonderful parking space. It's just part of their physical makeup, their mental makeup. And it always happens to them, almost without fail. So I think it all comes down to this. It is done unto you as you believe. It is done unto you as you believe. And some people say, change your thinking, change your life. Change your thinking and feeling and change your life. It's probably more accurate. He says, I'm healthy. I express the best of myself in my physical being. Every particle, cell, organ, and system in my body operates perfectly. I am clear in my thinking, and my emotional state is one of robust health. I believe that if you were to keep repeating that, and getting the feelings behind it, that this would definitely manifest in your life, and it will become a stable part of your life once you've done it often enough. So that's all I got to say, except Reverend Liz will be on tomorrow morning about 9:30. I'll be back tomorrow evening. That's a good question. What time? Probably early. Probably something like this. But then again, life gets in the way. So it is my intention to be online at about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but we'll see how that goes. So until next time, please take care of yourselves. Use these affirmations, change them, modify them, move them around, but at least get some affirmations. I want to remember to do this. It's really essential that in whatever way, shape, or form you see it, that you get grounded every day. And if you're a spiritual person, you will probably do that like I do through meditation and quiet time and deep breathing. But in whatever way it takes you to get grounded, I honestly recommend and ask you to at least put a little bit of effort into that every day. And mindfulness, you don't have to be spiritual to be mindful. You can just be mindful about what you're doing. Or practice some deep breathing exercises. It can be spiritual, it cannot be spiritual. But I guarantee you this, when you do that on a regular basis, it will bring good into your life. So until next time, namaste.